you are caught, and you forgot about this. You are caught at the edge of the clearing, and there is these vines that just leap from the ground and grapple you. And just as you see this, Vincent and Lawrence, I would like you to also make dexterity saving throws, please.
What? Wonderful. That's not wonderful. 7.
7 and...
Total of 4 after I rolled my nat 1.
All right, so you two, you don't get grappled in the same way that you saw your guide get grappled. You don't even see these vines snake out and grab your ankles just as you're about to take that step forward, and both of you...
Wait, I need to roll again.
Into the sand. Go ahead and roll again.
I have advantage against plants that are magically created or manipulated to impede movement.
I would like both of you... 18? Okay, nice. I would like both of you to take 3 points of bludgeoning damage. And Dirk, you wrestle your way out.
I'll say that. I'll probably, like, as I saw it coming, I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, and you kind of get past. And both of you just face planted into the dirt. And you hear a chuckle from behind you and 2 guffaws from in front of you.
Oh, damn it. They
and
moved it
ladies,
again.
You hear the results of your the edge of your terrain.
Flies were right.
Told you we had to prepare for some guests. Echo! They're already here, honey. You ain't gonna get that room ready in time.
I'm gonna start wandering out. Echo!
Echo! And you do hear, and you all hear from behind you, this same sound that so you're hearing these sounds from in front of you and behind you. And you see out of the fog behind you comes this little black kind of raven bird, a bit shorter than Dirk, with kind of a hood and a kind of haversack bag. And the bird kind of gingerly steps around the current people on the ground. I'm Lawrence Direwood, and I'm an idiot. And just kind of keeps going. And comes up.
I've been laughing at the ground.
Hops up and kind of drops the haversack on the porch.
As Vincent is laughing, I'm going to cast Prestidigitation, and I can turn any non-material into any non-material. I can change the temperature with Prestidigitation. I'm just going to make it freezing cold.
Make what? Just the air?
The liquid in his shoes.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's the swamp.
Vincent,
super wet shoes.
Your feet get heavy as your shoes inside turn to blocks of ice.
It won't completely freeze. I can't freeze it, but I can make it
like
cold.
slushy.
It's like slushy. Yeah.
Oh
no! I sort of spit mud and dirt on my mouth.
Sorry about that.
Prestidigitation to clean myself.
I always forget about that trap.
It's all right.
And you have arrived at the hut destination. And I'm going to take a quick break here because I need to go to the bathroom. So we're going to take about 5 or 10 minutes here, and we'll come back. And we come back into this scene.
I'll unwrap my feet, I believe, or whatever. Just latch onto them and try to stand back up.
well, I'll let the entangle go.
And the vines disappear back into the earth.
I'm just going to sit up on the ground.
Okay. I'll stand up.
Your feet are ice, are slushy, by the way.
Yeah. I'll kind of tilt them, like take a leg and sort of tilt it out and take them off. And
How old is everybody again?
I'm 18.
It's a baby. How old is Vincent? Is it able to tell
So,
visually?
like, give or take about 26. But you won't really be able to tell because of reasons.
Gotcha.
Dark is 37.
Hello. My name is Lawrence Direwood. These are my companions. You've obviously met Dirk before. This is Vincent.
Yes, Vincent von Bitsnooker, Doc Husband to the Midnight. Pleasure to meet you.
I came here because I had some questions about this area and some things I am researching into, and wondering if I could inquire of you two of that information.
I'm gonna
Yes,
wave.
honey. You didn't tell me the flyers said we would have gentlemen callers today.
I'll wave at Dirk and then like push past the others to check on the vines and make sure that the plants are okay, not been trampled on.
There's a little bit of a spot on the path where some of the flowers got squished.
Druid craft. Fluff them back up. Grumbling in Orcish.
I'm sure they didn't mean it.
Hit one of them on the way by.
Gifts for you all. I wasn't sure what you would like, but I heard these were a delicacy. I'll bring out the frogs. Like, I brought this for you. Oh.
Echo comes up. Delicacy.
Delicacy?
Nice to meet you, Echo. Formally.
Echo. And Echo looks to Dasamir, looks back at the frogs.
Walks back up to the porch.
And Echo just kind of snatches them and then skitters up to the porch and disappears inside the door. Echo!
Echo, fix us some beignets.
Beignets! You hear from inside.
I'm not sure why you're bringing frogs as a gift when we live in a swamp.
Right.
Dirk's just kind of go like this.
If I wanted some, I could just invite some over for supper.
Right. My apologies. I am new to this region.
You are?
Yes, I am from a more, one could say, mountainous region. Used to.
Tell me, why don't you come on in and we'll have some lemonade, baby? And Echo, get those beignets.
Beignets.
Ourselves a conversation. Is that all right, Zaz? Is that all right with you? It's only common courtesy.
Of course, I appreciate it kindly.
Well, come on in right into the sitting room. And
Okay, I'll go in.
as you follow her in,
Yeah.
like she walks the most level walk that you've ever seen in your life. Like there's no bobbing up and down. It's just like perfectly still. Like
As I'm watching that,
it's like
this is the first.
it's like very level walking here. There is no bob whatsoever.
I'll slightly cock my head and I'll lean over to Vincent for the first time and go, I've been to many bowls and seen many, many walk. I cannot make out a single step of this woman.
Not natural.
Come on in. Would you like some tea or some lemonade?
Tea would be wonderful.
Echo, could you bring some tea? And also the beignets you just got.
Beignets.
Now, we came under the impression knowing that these ladies are witches, yes?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
And as you enter, the sitting room is a sitting room in the sense that it has places to sit, but it is also pretty much everything else that could be a cottage, except for you do not see beds. So it's a sitting room, but it's also the kitchen. So Susie is hollering to the next room, which happens to also be the room that you are standing in.
Okay.
And you see Echo messing around over with by the fire and such.
Would it be possible to get something a little more for myself? Could I order something slightly more raw?
And Echo turns around and holds up one of the raw frogs.
Do I know if there blood? Do frogs have blood? Would I, Vincent, know if frogs have blood?
Roll an intelligence, or either intelligence or nature, with your choice.
Oh, is the frog dead?
The frog is dead. You bought them in town.
Yeah, no. So, is there anything still alive?
You want to consume a living creature?
Yes, my companion here requires a liquid diet.
Just the blood. Just a bit of the blood is all I'll be needing.
Right, I think.
And Echo glances.
Not yours. Not yours. I love you. Lawrence is a butt.
I love you. Lawrence is a butt.
Not your blood.
Ranger, who have you brought us?
Some guys that want to go to the swamp and have a good time.
A good time?
Do I know what he is?
Go ahead and make a, I don't know, whatever check you feel like. Just roll a d20 for me.
You can make
Add
a
something
mirror.
proficient.
You can make a mirror or a garlic check.
Can I also do a check? Because
Sure.
undead is one of my favorites.
If undead is one of your favorites, you know exactly what he is.
Okay, got it.
It's like, what do we
I don't
think?
really say anything. I just kind of like go,
He's banging.
Perception, what are we thinking? Like,
Go ahead to insight.
insight? It's not 21.
Insight?
21. Yeah. I mean, he's super pale. He's got incisors. Like, you go up and you like grab his face and do the like, the check him out, open his mouth.
Hello,
check him
kind
out.
woman of the house.
Oh, that's a 5. She has no clue.
She's only got one eye, but it's kind of cataract over, and she has a patch with like another eye embellished on leather.
Can I help you?
Can I help you? Echo! And Echo comes padding over with a plate full of warmed beignets. And
If you don't know, beignets are like, it's like deep fried dough with just powdered sugar and honey on it. Like that's all it is. It's like a
take one
donut.
with politeness.
So,
Thank you.
in your this vampire world, can I still partake of some food just for the pure pleasure of the taste?
You can. I think you can partake of the food, but you will get no pleasure from the taste.
Oh no.
Question.
Well, it's warm. warm is the temperature that I like
Yeah.
most. In
It
my
will
in my
warm
mouth.
you. It's like it will warm you like normal food would warm you.
Are they fully cooked like actual donuts, or are they doughy in the middle? Like how?
There are some that are one and some that are the other, but Echo got them kind of mixed up on the plate.
Okay,
But
okay.
you can tell because you've had these so frequently. You know which are which and which are your favorites.
Okay. Of course, I'm not gonna eat because that's not polite.
You know, these would actually be quite spectacular with like a little bit of blood custard or something drizzled on top. They're already warm.
Sir, I don't know what your tastes might happen to be, but
Mainly just.
I would prefer if we stop referencing to such gory topics at the dinner table. Thank you. That's not polite.
Do we have like nicer cups? Like not like something for guest cups? Okay. I'm going to get a guest cup.
You have regular stuff that you use every day, and then you have the finest for the guest stuff, which isn't great, but it is only for guests.
Okay, I find like the least chipped one, and shuffle over and get one of the kitchen knives and then cut my hand and like get the blood in the cup a little bit.
I am intrigued.
And then sort of like as much as I can, whatever, bring it over, shuffle, sit down.
And Echo's right there with a bandage wrapping it.
Yes.
I cast
With a beignet.
I'll go ahead and I'll go ahead. As I'll dip a beignet in the blood and eat a beignet in the blood and go that is better. And now that I've got a free hand, I'll walk over and do this, and I'll do quick cure wounds.
Thank you very much for your hospitality and lending yourself to my friend's needs. It's much appreciated.
And I take a sip and I go, you could use a little more vitamin C in your diet. Otherwise, very healthy. You should be.
That's fair.
You're old.
That's fair. Fine vintage, that.
This is like finding something at the bottom of the Dead Sea that's still in a wine cask.
Yeah.
Like, this is.
Yeah. And it's orcish, too, so it's got a kick at the end.
It's like borderline black.
Yeah, it's good. It's good stuff.
It's not what I was.
I just have strange memories of him commenting on my peers at school and their taste of their blood and just like.
So, anyway, Direwood, you said you were?
Yes, Lawrence Direwood.
You said you were here to have a good time.
Well, I didn't. My guide did. See, I'm looking for proof as well as any object or artifacts I can find of a old wizard known as Altair Agathon. He was rumored to live in this region or within this swamp, a necromancer of sorts. About, from what I can gather from local myths and legends around 200 years ago, he was known for his peculiar art of combining both necromantic and druidic magic to form one would call botanical undead, essentially allowing the undead energy and the life energy of druidic magic to combine and twist together to create undead that could manipulate the nature around them or be part of it themselves.
Very far out stuff.
With my number 5 insight that I rolled for this conversation, I'm just going to go off of that. So you're saying
Very intriguing. Very far.
you want to become one with nature while you're out here.
No, I want to find this person or maybe old ruins or his old home. Essentially proof of his existence and of his research.
You want to find somebody.
Essentially.
How'd you lose him in the first place?
I never knew him. I only know of him of your own local myths and legends, a few writings of him from back home. So it's more of most people don't know if he's real, and from what I've seen, I believe him to be real, and I'd like to prove that to the community.
What my friend is trying to say is that he lost him, and he can't remember exactly where he put him, and he's going to need help, as he always does.
Is he expecting you?
What was that?
Is he expecting you?
No, I would say not.
So you're trying to find somebody you don't know who's not expecting you
Yes.
to become one with nature.
Yes.
All right. Well, you've come to the right place. 'Cause I'm the best one around here who can find people.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
What seems to be your connection with this person?
I, like him, am a necromancer. And I would like to learn what he has essentially created or taught himself, so that I may share this knowledge with others.
Pardon me, baby. I don't mean to interrupt what you're saying. I'm saying, what's your connection? What do you have that connects you to this man that I can help locate him with?
A physical...
You have, like, a piece of his hair or one of his possessions or a picture of him?
DM, would I have anything like scraps of old loose notebooks that were discovered or anything rumored to be his that I would have taken with me?
Roll a d20 for me.
Okay.
Would I know if he was like a great grandparent of mine?
18.
Also roll a d20 for me. Blake, you do. You have a scrap of parchment, which is rumored to be written by him to someone else. It was a scrap torn from another piece of paper. Barely has the edge of his name, and you have gone through tons of research to find this. So you just have this scrap that has kind of the edge of his signature, and above it there's like something that you think might be an ingredient.
Okay.
And that's what you have.
So I'll take it out of my bag and like unwrap it from its obviously waterproof container and everything. Like, I have this. It's something that he wrote on a letter to a friend or associate.
So you have one of his possessions.
Yes. Old.
Yeah, would
Can I get Will's number? And Anna, can you roll a history check for me?
would Susie
16.
have met this person or heard of this person?
Go ahead and roll a history check for me. Will, you don't know if they're a relative, but it's one of those things where like the last names have similar roots, and you're like, I don't know necessarily if it's exact, but like somewhere along the line, you know, this side has a mystery and that side has a mystery, and maybe someone switched a letter here and there.
Okay. There's a rumor in my family that we are descendants of with the what's his face. So
One of the reasons I brought my peculiar friend.
Best friend.
Susie,
but
you have heard nothing. You have never heard of this person. You don't know a thing. Anna?
14.
Until now.
Sorry, what was that, Beth?
Until now.
Until now. Yes, that is correct. But in approximately 2 minutes, you will have forgotten the person's name. Anna, you said 14?
Yeah.
You have heard some of these local legends as well. People don't really talk about it. It's kind of the elephant in the room. You've picked up some things through kind of conversations back and forth from Echo, bringing back bits of story and bits of conversation from the village. Kind of things overheard. It's like stories that people tell their kids to make them go to sleep at night, to make them behave, of a necromancer who would come out of the swamp and steal the children away. Susie, you haven't heard the name or anything of that, but you do know of whispered, like whenever people, whenever you're helping people find kids and such in the swamp, that's kind of the only thing that you're familiar with, is that people say there's a creature or a being. Anna, you also, Zaz has also heard the whispers from the creatures, from the gators and from the birds, kind of whispers of a dead part of the swamp, and that, you know, things that go there aren't safe.
Is that the one? Is that the one that you have to stay away from?
No, that's a different one.
Different one? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, there's 2 of those. Good. Great. It's fun.
So, Dirk, Can Dirk go outside and try to use one of his spell slots for primeval awareness to detect undead?
Mm-hmm.
You can do it within 6 miles. You can't tell where they are, though, and how many, but you can tell.
I'll get one for sure.
You just can't tell exactly where they are.
Yeah.
You can have an idea of like if it's prevalent or.
Okay. You don't get a heavy prevalence, but there is like a cloud toward the northwest, but you can't tell. It's just an idea, and it's kind of overshadowed by the beacon that is behind you in the house. Yeah.
You turn around and just stare right at me. Hey, Dick. Still here.
So,
and as you come back in, you do see the sun has gone down. Fireflies are coming out. There's a mixture of fireflies and other little flame-like things. Look kind of like dancing lights, just kind of spreading out across the swamp. As the kind of the frogs and the birds transition into more of the cicadas, and it's almost louder at night than it was during the day. As you come back in, the cottage is starting to feel warmer as the heat of the fire and the and kind of how they have it lit inside. It's cozy as the air cools for the first time outside. You begin to get relief from the heat of the day, but the humidity is still there.
Right.
So, Mr. Direwood, with my set of skills and talents, you have a few options. However, with the ambiguity of whether this person wants to see you or not, severely inhibit the effectiveness of my skills. Just so you know. And let me tell you what I can do. I can really only find people who want to be found. I mean, I can try to find people who don't want to be found, but, well, that's discourteous, for one. And for another, very different in the difficulty of success in that regard. My advice would probably be to either find either someone who's close to him who wants to be found, and I can find that person, or if you had an actual piece of this person, I could find him much easier. But still, there's always the fact that he might not want to be found.
Of course.
That's the best advice I can give you.
Thank you. I wouldn't say that it's him not wanting to be found. I think to some degree he is lost. Many of those around him have forgotten him. Much of the world has forgotten him. And I feel if he is secluded or not wanting to be found, it's more out of a distrust of the world. So, as difficult as it may be for you, if you could try your best, whatever your methods are, to find him so that we can bring him back once into the light, to be seen and to be heard, I feel like that'd be very much appreciated.
Yay.
So,
another round.
DM. The target of my scrying has to make a wisdom saving throw. In and there are several modifiers and stuff that go into that. I guess I can try it.
Now always give it a try.
Yeah. All right. Do you have all the stuff for this? Hold on, I'm going to send you a picture of all the. Well, or you could just look up scrying. It's a 5th level divination.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you.
While she's thinking about whether or not she can find him, Dirk comes in. I think northwest looks like a best possible place to go. Find what you're looking for.
That's good enough. Thank you, Dick.
Do I know of a direction? If I've heard of things?
Yes, northwest.
Great.
You have all that stuff?
Yes, you have a possession or garment.
Yes. So, yeah, okay. All right. Why don't you, Mr. Direwood, follow me into the parlor? And she gets up, walks like 2 chairs over to a little side table and just sits down.
I will do the same to stay courteous to my hosts.
Good choice.
She pulls over her little table and she has a little she has a doily on her scrying orb.
Wonderful. Like a grandmother's.
And she gets it out and place your possession in front of the old place.
I should do so very delicately.
And sit down at the table here with me.
I shall sit, scoot my chair a little closer. It looks like a pile of books on a stool.
She like holds her hands out as if like maybe he might kiss one, maybe he won't.
I'll know this social
But she
cue.
doesn't say anything. She just stares at you.
No, I recognize the social cue. I'll grab my hand.
Right, let's begin. And I guess or I just roll a D20.
Yep.
All right. No, baby, you can't have my laptop.
Or the dice.
Take what's yours.
I'm gonna send the result to you in chat.
I believe.
I just want to see what she rolls.
Okay.
Okay.
So she's channeling. Fine.
Susie is a human. That's it, correct?
Yes, she is a variant human with
Do you have dark vision or no?
I have a feature thanks to the warlock crap where hold on. I have Devil's Sight, where you can see normally in darkness, both magical and non-magical. To a 100.
Nice. Okay. I would like you to make a perception check for me.
Just a straight perception?
Yep, straight perception.
That is a 12.
12? Okay. So Lawrence, you're sitting there, and you're somewhat familiar with this spell. You've seen it done in classes before, etc. Her eyes just roll back and go white. And Susie, you are pulled not up but down into the swamp. and you feel yourself traveling through the roots and the slime that feels like home and the smell that's wonderful. And you come to that colder place. It feels lacking of swampness. And you come up and you are in a space, a small space, a tight space, a dark space. You know it's a dark space because everything is grayscale. And as your scry comes to rest, you see a gaunt frame laying in rest. And you're guessing from the dimensions of the space that you are in, they have been laying in rest for a very long time. And just as you arrive, you think for a moment that there might be a flash of connection, and you're pulled back through the swamp and arrive back at your space.
Oh, honey. Baby, who are you looking for?
Alto Agathon, the old necromancer, likely long dead.
I think you might be right. Was it, well, you said he was gaunt, like bog mummy gaunt, or like Holocaust victim gaunt?
Like Holocaust victim gaunt, like has not eaten for who knows.
And there was no movement.
No movement.
But no signs of like rotting or anything like that, like you would see in bog mummies.
Correct.
You know, your average bog mummy.
And was my spell like terminated, or like was my scry destroyed, or was it?
No, it was just there was a connection, and then the ending felt like it wasn't cut off. You felt it end naturally.
Okay. Okay.
And you were pulled back.
Okay. Okay, baby. Let me tell you how it is. Your person is in dire need of nutrition.
I can only imagine.
To the best of my knowledge, either he is under the influence of something that prevents him from passing on to this life, or he has already passed, and he cared so much about his vanity that he did not want to see himself wither.
That is great information to know. Thank you very much.
I wasn't finished yet.
Oh.
Calm down. The next set of information that you need to know is your person is not in the swamp. He's beyond the swamp, in a strictly downwards direction. So the chances of you getting to him with your nutrition, I believe, are very low. Or there's some sort of catch that you have to figure out to get to him. You follow me, baby?
Yes, of course.
All right. So what I'm saying is, you have to either bypass the swamp somehow, or go all the way through it, which is, might I add, a very dangerous task.
Right.
But that's the best information I can give you. He didn't take any action against me. He didn't. I don't know if he knew I was there or if he just didn't mind me being there. So he doesn't seem hostile. But that's the best information I can give you.
Thank you. That is much more than I had before, and very helpful.
Look at that. It's dark already. Echo, is that guest room ready yet?
Ready yet?
Thank you. Thank
Echo
you.
pops out from one of the two side doors that are not the entryway, and opens the door wide. And you see kind of through the door a small space, and the sleeping quarters there are. Susie, would you like to explain how you have laid things out?
Yes. Thank you, Echo. So we have a guest room. It's not much, but I hope it's to your liking. And like you see those like white almost macrame quilts on it, like the really thin white ones. And there are 2 pillows, and then 2 pillows with pillow shams on them. And then there's like a little heart pillow in the middle. And then a teddy bear on the other side of the heart. And then Susie goes and quick picks up the teddy bear, and she's like, my apologies, that's for whenever the children are sleeping. And she just like tosses it to the side of the room.
And Echo catches it and kind of tucks it under her wing.
Anyway, breakfast will be served in the morning. I hope you find everything to your liking. I will now retire to my chambers for the night. And then she just like goes straight out across the tiny hallway into the other bedroom.
And Echo comes up to Lauren, tugs his jacket.
Yes.
Leans down, and Echo reaches up and then yells in his ear, I'm not much of a spelunker, and then rushes out of the room.
Just laughing, cackling, and then wheezing and coughing from the front room.
Thank you so much for the information. I'll get together with my compatriots since it seems like we're alone now. Or
yeah, there is, to be clear, 1 bed in this space, and it's a small space. And a small bed.
Very thin.
Any sort of side table or flat surface is covered in doilies.
All right, good to know. So I'll just gather around with Dirk and Vincent, like, well, it seems we have a direction and some general information. That this person,
how far away it is?
Dirk, you said you sensed something earlier about how far away was that?
I didn't know exactly how far, but northwest. How far how would Dirk know how far the swamp goes?
He knows the swamp goes for at least another like 3 days.
Cool.
By calculating like the direction around.
Yeah.
But you sense stuff within your range, so that's like within 6 miles?
Yeah. So, I mean, I can usually tell within about a couple miles away of, if something's up. So,
Great. So
the swamp reach is about 3 days journey, but I feel like we might be 1.5, maybe 1, depending on how our journey goes. We might find something.
If it's just a few miles away, hopefully, we you're right, Terry. So
I look at the. Did somebody fall? Is everyone all right?
you hear a from the other room.
Disturbance.
Echo!
Echo, is everything okay?
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
If we could, in theory, fly, we could probably get there much quicker because terrain would not be an issue. We could just hop through this bog and be there in a couple miles.
That would be useful if you have that spell prepared. Or
Right. So, yes, let's do that.
Sure, you want to fly with those things in the air?
I don't know. Do we want to walk through the forest with more stuff in the forest?
I guess the real question is, Dirk, is the bigger threats in the air or in the water?
I mean, if you look at me, I don't look like I fly every day, so I'll leave it up to you. But I'm more comfortable on the ground where I can
fly
see
and stay
things.
low to the ground and just stay out of the bog. We'd still make better time.
I mean, we could stay close to tree coverage, and if we need to dive down for protection from the foliage, we could.
Right. So
You can fly.
Our guests, our hosts are coming or not, or are they just simply lending us information?
So I can cast it on a total of 3 people, not a single person more.
Not 3, certainly. As far as
Yeah. And I can do that. We get 10 minutes out of it, but you can pretty much fly at flying speed 60.
I believe it's 60 feet.
60. So we can go 60 feet per whatever,
Yep, that's twice our current travel rate.
and we don't have to go through the mud, which I hate.
Well, that sounds doable. I don't think our hosts are going to be coming, so I believe flying would be a quick and easy way to. I just see her door, like, yes.
The door creaks open.
So
Yes.
we're going to fly, we think, but we can only fly 3. So y'all ain't coming, or y'all going, but I can only fly 3. Unless you've got a better way of getting that quick without ruining the shoes.
The door kind of just sighs a little bit.
Just wrap the floor with my cane a couple of times and do like a, and then walk away. Go to the other room.
Was that a spell, or was that just her just spitting? Is that a teleportation circle she just managed? Bloody hell.
I look at him and go, I believe she placed a ward on the threshold. If you need to step on what she spat, it sort of creates a natural nature barrier. I've learned about it in my studies.
All right. How about it then?
Absolutely.
Of course. I'll walk over, and right before I step on it, I'll cast Prestidigitation to clean it up. Oh, by the way, it can only be used on one person at a time.
That's probably you, mate.
Yeah, and I stepped on it, and you managed to. You can see the spit's now gone. It's like,
That's
see,
weird.
magical ward.
Magical ward.
But to me, it just looks like spit. So I'm fancy rather not. Shoes already a mess. I don't know. So I go outside.
Prestidigitation again, and they have like little swamp flies, like ethereal swamp flies, start flying around me. Oh, this must be her protection.
Well done.
So I go outside, I guess, and I'm like, all right, well, shall we? Oh, we're not. Well, how soon can we?
I don't think we should travel at night.
I mean,
Dick, would you recommend travel at nighttime?
I think traveling through the swamp, no. But, I mean, it's kind of ingenious to fly at night. Because I can't really think of that many giant bird things that are hunting any time other than the morning. Unless they're giant owls.
Oh.
Owl bears.
Would I know if there's any nocturnal animals in this region?
Live here.
No, wait. F that. I'm going to go talk to my hosts. I'll go talk to the one I haven't talked with yet.
You both hear the other door open. You have heard their entire conversation because the wall is basically paper thin. And you hear a slight on your door, and the door opens a tiny little bit, and you see just the very edge of a beak.
I'll get down to the side of hi to the beak. Excuse me, Echo. Could I talk with you and your lovely women?
Lovely woman. And the door slams, like opens up, and you see into the other bedchamber. If Susie would like to describe the other room.
Just the worst.
It's like the Willy Wonka chocolate factory grandparents. They share a bed feet to feet.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. It's very cozy. There's little like plants and like it's very grandma-y, but also very nice.
Okay.
Thanks.
This is most inappropriate.
I am very sorry. I'll turn around and be facing outside the door.
You see a glimpse of Susie like pulling the sheets like all the way up to her neck, and then there's like a poorly put in rollers and like the whole bed cap and like under this blanket, it's like all sorts of weird kind of lumpy. Like you don't know what's under there. Like it's really weirdly lumpy. Okay, like not a normal person lumpy.
I study old and ancient things, but today I decided no.
Look, man, we're not here to inspect your pillow collection. We're here to ask a question.
I'll talk to my host that I haven't talked with much yet.
Well, hurry up and go do it outside. This is most inappropriate.
Most inappropriate. And Echo closes the door behind you all and comes out with Vesemir.
Yes, man. Me and my compatriots were trying to decide at what time of day we should be traveling. We're aiming to travel by air. We're going to be flying for some time. And we're wondering if there's any nocturnal creatures or daylight creatures of flight that might be of danger to us in this region.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would it be more dangerous during the day or more dangerous during the night?
Wait, I think I've got it. Let me try. Pardon. Better at night?
Better at night?
Better in day.
In day. Breakfast?
Well, it seems that in the day is better because we get breakfast. It's quite
Do I know if there are like big dangerous flying things in the swamp at night?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The swamp is like 500 times more dangerous at night than during the day.
No. Breakfast.
Breakfast. Good.
There we go. Time to go to bed.
Wonderful. I shall not bother you any longer then. Thank you.
It's a nice patch of dirt and I can go to rest and go to ground.
Go to ground.
Is there any
As we start going to bed, though, I'll kneel down to Echo. Like, so you like to echo things, yes?
Things, yes.
Things you're picking up a lot of what my compatriots saying.
Echo, yes.
Here's something that might be more fun than his obnoxious voice. And I'll do prestidigitation, and I know I can make some musical notes, so I'll play a little bedtime song in like very simple flute sounds that my parents used to sing to me.
Just some Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time music.
And as that's happening, I also have like little, like just sort of like the faint image of like two people dancing in like a light blue mist.
And you can see Echo is looking very pleased. Just kind of watching.
Oh,
I appreciate you looking out for us on the way over here. Hope you have a good night.
Good night.
did you have to read to get that?
Dirk rolls out his bedroll beside the bed and pulls over his little blanket.
As small as his bedroll is, it kind of like squishes up against the side of the bed and the side of the wall.
It's a very small hut.
I imagine Vincent going to bed like Marceline does in Adventure Time, where I'm laying down, but I'm like hovering about an inch off the ground because vampires, I don't know. I'm not actually touching the ground.
Did Vincent take the bed or did he take the ground? I have a bedroll.
I mean, because it's either way. I'm just as comfy. It doesn't matter. I just
Like claims the bed, but then just floats.
Yeah, I take the bed for spite, and I don't actually even touch it.
I just walk in, I just sigh heavily, and I roll out my bedroll.
And you do hear through the paper thin walls.
Yeah.
Until somebody shushes. And
Shut up, bird.
I fall asleep a little happy and a little sad.
Oh.